Good morning, friends. It's time for breakfast, and I just pulled this container of waffles, leftover waffles out of the fridge, sourdough waffles. We also have some syrup here. We also have this. I made this loaf yesterday, this sourdough again, cinnamon raisin bread. And so a couple different options we can pick for breakfast. We have some fruit. We just stick these in the toaster, and leftover waffles just toast really well. Most of the kids chose the cinnamon raisin bread. Oh, you're having some of each today, okay? Yes. Zara's over here. She's putting some peanut butter on her waffles. And Wesley, what did you choose for breakfast?
What?
What are you eating?
Nothing. This.
Okay. Cinnamon raisin bread. Simeon?
I'm having cinnamon raisin bread too.
That's the favorite. Here's what I've got for my breakfast. I toasted 4 waffles. I put a big spoonful of Greek yogurt onto each waffle, sliced a banana. Now I'm gonna put some syrup on and also some whipped cream. And that's it. There's my breakfast. That looks deluxe, doesn't it? Zara's just getting the table wiped after everyone else finishes, and I'm gonna get started. Okay, that was more breakfast than I typically would eat, and I thought I could eat it all. I could not. I shared the last bit of that breakfast. It was delicious, but just very filling. I now just poured myself a coffee. I have a whole table full of little people, my favorite little people. Sorry, Elijah and Charity, I'm sure you guys are like,
Mom, when you say little
we're not little people.
You remind me of toys.
They're like the Fisher-Price little people. I have a table full of little people. All right. And so I'm gonna sit down, enjoy my coffee, get some schoolwork done. The kids are just headed outside for a little break, and I'm just slicing up apples for the younger ones. The older ones just eat apples whole. Well, they all can, but I know they like having them sliced up better, so I'm gonna do that. Can they slice up their apples by themselves? Yeah, they could, but I know you did, thank you. But I want them to just get out the door, and so I'm doing this so we can get them out a little quicker. I baked a loaf of bread this morning, like always, right? This is basically my daily thing, just making a loaf of sourdough bread. And so that is what we're gonna have for lunch today. I'm gonna slice up this loaf of bread. I'm going to get some meat and cheese to have on it, do some raw veggies, and that's gonna be our lunch. Simeon is chopping up my veggies for me. Okay, Wes, that's more cucumbers than I was thinking, but that's all right. I'll get out this cutting board.
Where's my pencil? Is it over here? Yeah, I know where it is.
Why are you always losing your pencil? I usually just do all-purpose flour. Oh, that looks good. This time I did partially whole wheat flour.
Jalapeno is actually, the seeds are really hot. Yeah. It could give you a burn in your mouth. I know.
Lunch is all prepped, ready to be eaten. So we just have our sliced sourdough bread. We buttered it. We've got some ham and some salami, a bunch of cheese, cucumbers, carrots. Most of us enjoy mustard with our meat and cheese sandwiches. This afternoon we have been snacking on these freeze-dried strawberries. My friend gave me this bag of strawberries that she freeze-dried, and they're delicious. I find freeze-drying so interesting. Like, this is probably, I don't even know in here. I'm thinking like 8 pounds of strawberries or something. There's a lot in there, and this bag weighs like nothing. Time to get dinner going. I am just getting set up in the kitchen here. I am going to bake some pork chops for supper. I haven't done this recipe in a long time, and this recipe always turns out really well. I do follow a recipe I'll share down below in the description box, but I will note that the recipe says to bake the pork chops for 7 minutes per 1/2 inch, and I somehow missed that the first time I made this recipe. And these are big Costco pork chops, so you know, real fat pork chops. So that's about 2 inches. So I bake these pork chops for 28 minutes. The oven is just warming up to 400 degrees right now. I'm gonna get some rice going in the Instant Pot and make a salad on the side. I felt like I needed one more coffee today, so I'm gonna sip that as I get going on this dinner prep. First, I'm going to just dab a bit of olive oil onto each of the pork chops. I will do this on both sides. Now we add spices. So I've got salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. That's probably way too much. Paprika, oregano, and then I just use my fingers to kind of dab that in so that the spices aren't loose. You want them to be stuck onto the meat. And then again, I will turn this over. Leslie's down here. It smells like all the spices. You're smelling, you're probably mostly smelling garlic powder.
I am.
It smells good, doesn't it? Yeah, so you want these to be like stuck to the meat and stuck to that oil. I already oiled this other side, and so now I'm going to just redo all these spices, and then they go into the oven. I cook rice in the Instant Pot. So I've got some jasmine rice. However many cups of rice you need to cook for your family, you just want to do equal parts rice and water. Then I add a teaspoon or so of salt. Then a splash of olive oil will keep the rice from sticking to the pot. I would say that's probably about a tablespoon. Gonna give this a good stir, and then it just pressure cooks. This Instant Pot I have has a setting for rice, so there's no time I am recording on it. It just has a button that says rice. Here are the pork chops out of the oven. I just got Caesar salad made, and the rice is cooked, ready to be served, and we are hungry. Or I guess I should just speak for myself. I am so hungry. By the time, you're hungry too, Zara? But Zara's over here getting the table set for me. By the time I was really feeling like, oh, I'm getting hungry, I already had dinner in the oven, so I was like, I'll wait, but I hardly snacked today. So I am so ready to get this in my belly. Well, guys, it's that time of night. I just poured myself a nice peppermint tea, and I'm going to close off this video. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing our meals for the day, and see you next time.